Edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. The Division will bring you special reports and interviews in a moment.
How you doing? This is the guy from Pittsburgh, and I want to talk about George Noory and Ed Dames and what I call the Crapshot, because Ed Dames is full of it. Every broadcast, every time he comes on. And in one I listened to earlier while I was doing posting the last video, George Noory said he was worried about a bumpy road because Mr. Gloom and Doom was on. Well, let's look at Mr. Gloom and Doom, Ed Dr. Doom Dames, shall we, and his track record. Now, he's saying that Obama is going to declare martial law and there will be no election. Now, that would sure stop Hillary, the Hildebeest, from becoming president in 2016, wouldn't it? Obama's poll numbers are the lowest ever, and he's worried about cocktail hour while the Russians moved into Ukraine. Well, anyway, I listened to Dames. I've been listening to Dames for years, and, you know, the only bumps you could find dealing with Ed Dames or the phrenology where they study the bumps in your head and make predictions. You'd probably have a better track record doing that than listen to Dames. Okay, Noory also said when Comet hits, well, it will really hit in a big way. Well, they were talking about Comet Ison. Well, Comet Ison whipped around the sun and disintegrated and disappeared. And there might have been a little dust. Dames said it was going to put a whole bunch of dust all over the earth. We were going to have to get Endust and Pledge and Swiffers and just shovel all the dust out. The only dust is in my apartment, maybe in my shelves. So that was wrong. It was declared extinct on space.com on December 11th of last year. Dames talked about the H1N9 virus becoming a global pandemic that would kill millions. Well, it hadn't happened. I looked up in the Center for Disease Control, and they said it's unlikely it will pass from human to human and become an epidemic. It could cross borders in Asia, but it's not the big threat that people think it is, so that's wrong. In 2003, Dames said the United States will put beam weapons in space and on the moon. Well, I haven't seen any beam weapons out there, have you? And I think he also alluded that China would shoot them down. Well, that didn't happen. China would create a biological agent that would attack wheat. Millions would starve. Didn't happen. Big bonk. Some of his remote viewers gave him something to view, said it was a guy in a red suit with a sled pulling reindeer. And Dames said it was a terrorist nuke. He couldn't even identify Santa Claus. Hello. He said that the mad-cow disease would cause millions of babies to die from lack of milk around the world. Didn't happen. Okay. He looked for this flyer named Fawcett. Well, he said Fawcett would be over here found dead. And Fawcett was found 70 miles from where Dames said he'd be. He looked for gold all over Nevada, all over the place. Hidden gold, blocks of gold, even gold in Pahrump. Didn't happen. No gold. I don't know if Dames could find Art Bell's house on Google Maps. Wouldn't need any remote viewing for that. He said in 2013 we'd have the kill shot. Didn't happen. On the Paracast, someone said, and they're right on, George Noory enables dames so much every time he's on, and he's absolutely right. He never pins him down on any of this stuff and asks him critical questions. Dames said in the 1990s at a MUFON conference, witnessed by witnesses who heard him say it, and an article in UFO magazine. Hello, Bill and Nancy Burns, wherever you are out there. I don't know if you're still snowed in or what. A dying alien race in New Mexico, and they were surrounded by goo to preserve themselves. Dames has since denied saying that, but people heard him say it. He said there would be a killer solar flare that would hit the Earth. That didn't happen. Disease would ravage us. Didn't happen. Mammoth Mountain. Now, I don't know if that's Mammoth Mountain where the amusement park is, or there's another Mammoth Mountain, but that would become an active volcano. Didn't happen. 1998, economic collapse, presumably in the world or the country. Didn't happen. Midwest tornadoes so strong they rip people apart. Well, they had little kids recently, and tornadoes moved 6 miles and were still alive, so that hadn't happened. Food shortage in U.S. and cannibalism in Europe. Well, Europeans are weird, but I haven't heard of any stories of any being like Ed Gein and start munching on people or making lampshades out of them, for that matter. Didn't happen. Alien cylinder would land on the planet, reduce super blight, would wipe out all plant life on Earth. Well, that's funny. I got broccoli I bought last night. It's in the freezer. Doesn't look like it got wiped out to me. I haven't eaten it yet, but went and got that from Target the night before last. Didn't happen. Killer solar flare 1999. People looking up at the sky would be blinded. Well, they tell you not to look up at the sky during an eclipse, but didn't happen. And the last one, 1997 to 98. North Korea will launch nuke at South Korea. Oh, I got 2 more here. Well, that didn't happen either. South Korea is still doing good. North Korea is still run by crazy people. Dame says North Korea is actually run by Kim Il-jong's aunt. Now, which is funny because Kim Il-jong, or whatever his name is, I can't keep track of those guys. That whole family is nuts. He just fed his uncle and his aunt to starving dogs. Probably the first meal they've had in years. So she doesn't run nothing anymore. She, and the space shuttle had problems and had to be sent home due to a damage in a meteor shower. And let's see if I got any more. Right here. Nope, I think that's it. Oh, there will be a hot time in the old town tonight, he said, about the planet killer coming from the sun. So I say this to the planet killer, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.